I'm not sure if my coffee's kicked in yet this morning, but I'm drinking it. Hey everybody, I am back for another Plan As You Go video. Today is February 5th, Tuesday. It is the 5th day of Plan As You Go, and I'm showing you how I use my planners, my bullet journal, my Erin Condren horizontal, and for goal planning, my power sheets together in tandem for the whole month of February. I had a great time answering some of your questions yesterday, and some of you guys asked me more questions in yesterday's video, so I'm going to answer some of those as I go forward with planning. Today, as soon as I'm done filming this video, I have a podcast interview, and then later this afternoon, I have a coffee date with a friend of mine who just had a baby. Those are the only two appointments I have today. Off the top of my head, I have to check everything out, but I'm just kind of giving you context as to where my life is right now. So I'm gonna go into my power sheets. You guys know I like to keep all my shit shoved into the front of my planners, which means every time I open them, it goes everywhere. So I'm gonna check off half of clean and organized office. I cleaned it last night, maybe a third. I still have some stuff on the floor I have to clean up, and I need to organize it, but I got some of it done, so that's a start. I'm going to set these to the side for right now, and I will refer to them as I work. Now, before I actually get into my planning, I want to quickly change my cover out. I'm going from this one to this Valentine's Day cover that I thought was really cute. I think I changed the colors from like the bright pink to like a super soft blush color, because I don't know, I felt like it. I remember when they first changed it into interchangeable covers, I was like, I don't like that. I want just the same cover. And now, I don't change them all the time. I've seen people who change very often. I change probably every couple of months, maybe every month, depending on if it's like holidays or something. Oh, there's a lot of little plastic shit. But I do like changing them. You know, that's become something that I didn't think I would like. These did not get punched very nicely. Something I thought I wasn't going to like, but in practice, I actually like it a lot more. These little plastic things are gonna keep fucking falling everywhere. Holy shit. Now I've seen people, because my old planners usually just have whatever the last cover was I used on them, but I've seen people who get reusable covers and they just get one with the year on it to be like the final cover on an old planner, which I think is a really cool idea. Now that that's sort of done, I'll probably be picking little plastic bits off my desk for the rest of the day. Here is my week so far. So this is what we're looking at for today. I don't have anything else to add on here except that we may do our date night tonight instead of tomorrow night, so these two meals might have switched. And I did not do beef with broccoli last night because the meal I had planned for the weekend we didn't eat. So I just didn't buy that stuff. I usually don't change it if we're past the date. Like, as long as I still know what we need for the rest of the week, I don't mess with it. I don't really go back and utilize meal planning as a memory thing, so it doesn't really bother me if I move things around. So like I said, podcast interview, I have a Patreon post going up today, and a coffee date. I need to do laundry today so I can stay on top of mountain of laundry, so it only stays foothills of laundry instead of mountain of laundry. I have this video to do. And then looking at my power sheets, there were a few things I wanted to get done this week, and two of them, this planning the services through June, and I need to get some of this work done. So those are the things I want to add into the mix here. I'm gonna put those here and then maybe add laundry here. So basically my day will be like, this half will be office work and then this half will be either going out or chores. All right, so there is my day in my Erin Condren. So I'm gonna go into my bullet journal now. I don't have anything else I need to do here. And well, I'm gonna leave it open though to keep an eye on what I said my priorities were for the day. But while I am going into my bullet journal, I will answer some of your questions. Jojoza Hannah asked, from a content perspective, where do you go to get the YouTube numbers that you mentioned? Analytics. You can go into analytics and you can look at individual videos. You just go up into the corner where it says like, there's like a spot where you can pick an individual video, and then I set a date range. So I wait, because you have to wait a couple of days for, you know, that day's numbers to be accurate. I took a painkiller last night, by the way. I had a rough kidney night. Loki decided to trample on my kidneys, which happens. It's one of the downfalls of having a cat, especially a cat who loves to be in your personal space. For views, you can just pull those up on the main analytics page after you set the date range. The subs, the views, you could find those on the date range. For watch time, you need to go to audience retention to find those numbers. And then for the average 24 hours for the whole month, I just added up. I took all of these numbers from, where'd they go? All of these numbers from the individual videos and then added them up and divided them by however many videos it was. If there's a better way to do that, I'm not sure. I'm not a queen of analytics. Believe you me, this is new for me to even be spending any time in analytics at all. So I'm gonna do my challenges right now. Rando Doodles is banana. And while I'm doing that, Becky asked me, what's your favorite activity or part of the week? You're a fan of choir and music practice. I love singing with my quartet. Some nights, because we have our rehearsals at night, I don't want to go. Not because I don't like singing, but because I just don't want to leave the house after dark. I also really, really love the Saturdays we're able to kind of sleep in and have a leisurely morning and maybe make a fancier breakfast than usual when everybody's home. The kids are home and we're home. That's not every Saturday. Some Saturdays we are going places. Other Saturdays we have the ability to spend some time, a little bit more time together. That's something that we cherish. That's probably my favorite part of the week when it arrives, whether it's with the kids or when it's just me and Jesse. I could have doodled an open banana, but I didn't really feel like doing that much work. Today's lettering challenge is Work It by Missy Elliott. I love that song. That song makes me barf dance, which actually is a good time for another question I got. This one was from Claire Collins, and she asked, how do you choose what your lettering is going to say on your challenge? And I'm assuming she means like, how do I choose the prompts? There's different ways I do them. Sometimes it's just whatever I feel like doing. Sometimes I'm looking for something kind of funny to do. Like the time I picked the gross words like moist. Sometimes I get suggestions from my patrons or from you guys. It just depends. Sometimes I like to pick something that's thematically, like this month trying to pick the sex stuff because of, you know, February being Valentine's Day. You know, it just depends. Sometimes I'm bored. There's been months, recently a lot of months, where I pair together the doodles and the lettering, but then there's been other months where they're completely different from each other. I don't really have like a standard way of doing things except for whatever I feel like doing that month. The important thing is when it comes to choosing challenge prompts for the lettering specifically, the doodling's a little bit different, but for the lettering specifically, one of the important things to do is to make sure that the things that you're picking aren't too long because you can only fit so much on an Instagram sized graphic. When you have 31, say, prompts to put on there and each prompt has 12 words in it, you're not gonna be able to fit that and have it be readable by the size of the font that's on the graphic. I try to pick short, subjects of the challenge that will lend to shorter prompts, if that makes sense. So yesterday I got some of these things checked off on here. So I'm gonna pull probably a couple more from this for this week. I also did this was testing for a video that'll be out in March. And then I made my grocery list in my bullet journal. I like doing that. Like, even though it's not pretty, it's just, I don't know. Although the one time I did my list and brought my journal with me to Target and then it disappeared in Target, that was a little stressful. So I got a lot of this done. I'm gonna get Tuesday written in right about meow. Somebody suggested, I don't remember, who was it in my, I'm like searching through my phone to find it. I was not prepared this morning when I started getting ready for this video, obviously. Sophie Allen suggested maybe doing MO4 instead of MUN. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I like to keep everything the same on a spread before I decide to change a style. So maybe I'll change that next time when I've moved past this spread. But thank you for the suggestion. So I had a couple other questions that I saw, and if I missed one of your questions today, like I said, I wasn't super prepped for this video, so I will go back and look after I'm done with it, and if I miss some, I will highlight them to answer in tomorrow's video. But there were a couple questions that you guys asked me about my planning style. One of them was from Lorelei Lee, and she asked, for my kidney tracker, do I only track painkillers I need to take due to my kidneys or other occasions too? Asking because of Instagram stories, I had a major headache the other day. I don't take my heavy-duty painkillers for my headaches. I just take Tylenol for those. But I, from this situation here, a lot of this was not because of my kidneys. As a matter of fact, I didn't feel my kidneys because of the heavy-duty painkillers. This was because of my surgery. It's if I have to take a prescription painkiller. Like, I take Tramadol, or except in last month I had Percocet and Norcos for my surgery recovery, but generally speaking, it's Tramadol when you're looking at this. I don't mark in over-the-counter painkillers, and I can't take any over-the-counter painkillers except for Tylenol. It's basically to track my usage of prescription painkillers. Most of the time it's for kidney pain, surgery notwithstanding. If ever it's something else, I will put it in there because that's what I'm looking at. Even when I have a headache, my kidneys are usually singing right along with it. This little bit here is texting my husband about date night. We aren't sure if it's gonna be tonight or tomorrow night. It depends on when he can get out tonight, because I think we would prefer it tonight if possible. So we'll see how it happens. So I've got one more question to answer before I wrap this up, and I'm looking to see if there's anything else I need to do in here while I'm at it. I don't think so. And that is about how I divide up my daily list for my bullet journal. Jennifer Campbell asks, do you think using a horizontal planner influences how you divide up your dailies? I use a vertical planner and I divide my daily pages in half from top to bottom. Like this, I'm assuming. I'm not sure, because even when I was using an hourly, I still divided this way when I did a week like this as opposed to individual pages. I think it's because I can do as little or as much space as I want and then add more. But if I divide like this and I go down, then I don't know. I guess it could be the same thing. I think this is just as like visually what I like to see. But I don't think it's because I use a horizontal planner, although it may improve my relations with my horizontal planner. Hopefully a date night tonight for my power sheets and getting those 9:30 services, which I did not write in here, so I probably should. That's a good reminder. The 9:30 services and the date night are the two big things off of my monthly task list that I might be able to get in the power sheets tomorrow if I can get them done today, but we'll see what happens with the date night. I really love Becky's question about what my favorite activity in my weeks is. You know, Becky said that they love music, choir, that sort of thing, and I said I love leisurely Saturday mornings when I get them. You know, in your weekly routine and the things that happen throughout your week on a regular basis, what is your favorite? What is the thing you look forward to the most? Let us know in the comments down below. And like I said, if you have any questions for me to answer in tomorrow's video, I will do my best to grab them. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in tomorrow's Plan As You Go video.